Hey Ian, welcome to the 2019 OEC golf event. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing, and then we'll put you back in your address position and go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, let's first of all just take a look at your address position. So what we can see here is, first and foremost, when we set up to a golf ball from this vantage point, the spinal position should be actually angled back in this direction. And that would place your head considerably much more behind the golf ball. So depending on what club you have in your hand, if you had a short iron in your hand, the ball would be more in the middle. Your head would be, that much behind the ball. If you're hitting a driver and your ball position's up off your front foot, your head obviously is going to be more behind the golf ball just because the ball has moved considerably more forward. So what we can see in your case is that the spine from this vantage point, it is sitting basically too vertical. So if it's not 90, it's probably 1 degree forward of 90. That positions your head too far forward, and you're not really situating the geometry of your body correctly. The other thing we see with your iron here, hands are a little bit too much off your left thigh, so you'll want to learn how to bring your hands back in this direction just a little bit, so your hands are actually just slightly left of your center. So you've got a little bit too much of a forward press happening from this vantage point as well. So what we can see, if we just do a little split screen comparison, and we pull up a model swing of now, actually I want to bring up Brooke Henderson here, and what we can see is that spinal relationship that I was talking about, where spine's angled more in that direction there, and she's obviously much more behind the golf ball. Now she has a driver in her hand, but you guys have the ball in the same location, so the ball is forward, so you can see how much more she is behind the golf ball. Okay, now I have drawn a red line on the right leg. The right leg is the stability point of the golf swing from this vantage point. So what we can see here with Brooke as she initiates her takeaway, she's going to, and I also put a circle around the head to see how much movement there is in the head. So we move off the golf ball a little, she rotates, but she maintains the stability of that right leg, and the head doesn't really move all that much. So what she's creating what I refer to as a power V. See the space between her right hip and the blue line, or the blue line and the red line? There's that power V there. With you, as you make your backswing, what we can see is create good shoulder rotation. You could get better arm extension. Just means that your right arm, the inner tricep, is staying very, very close to your rib cage. So if you learn how to get that arm off the body, you would have better arm extension in your backswing. The other thing we see is you create pretty good wrist hinge at this point, so you're cocking your wrist very nicely, and you're getting good leverage with the golf club through this point of the backswing. So that's great. We do see that you're laterally moving off the ball a little too much, so your head's moving out of that circle and too far back, and we can see that you're sort of breaking out of that red line a little bit, although your right leg does stay pretty stable. So at this point in time, you've got great rotation. Your right leg stayed relatively pretty stable, so that's good. Left knee's kicking in as well as the instep, so you don't have any overactive functionality with your lower left side. But you do move off the golf ball, or behind the golf ball, a little too much with where your head had started versus where it is now. So now what's going to happen is you're going to have to create a lot of movement this way just to get back to where you were, and then work backwards. And there should be lateral motion in the downswing. So what we're going to see here with Brooke is that she obviously, as she completes the top of her backswing, now she does overswing. You don't see a lot of tour players get much past parallel with the driver, but if they do get past parallel with any golf club, it will be the driver. Usually with irons, we'll see much more of a 3/4 kind of a swing. So here she is. She's moving back to the left. She's unwinding, and we can see here as she's coming in the golf ball, she's going to be retaining a really good angle between the golf club and that left arm, and we can see how she stays behind that golf ball. So now the head has moved back out of that circle because it's referred to as an action-reaction. So everything's firing through the ball. Something has to be reactive. So that reactional aspect is the head sort of snaps backwards as we're driving through. The other great thing is we see that she posts up on her left side. So left leg is straightening up and she's getting off that right foot. As you move into impact here, you have good lateral motion, so you move back to where you originated from. We can see as you're coming into the ball here, you're posting up on your left leg. Your head's back in behind that circle of where you originally started. So your impact position here is relatively pretty decent through the golf ball. Looks really good. As you carry on through, good extension. Right heel's coming off the ground, up on the toe of the right foot. You finish with your weight on your left side. It allows you to finish a golf swing, and characteristics look very similar to what we see with Brooke here. So really well done in your finishing position there for sure. Some really nice athletic qualities in your golf swing there. Obviously driving through that golf ball. Anyways, quick little summary. From a geometric standpoint, you definitely want to learn to maybe understand what proper ball position is. Right now with an iron, you do have that ball position too far forward. Even if it's a long iron, it's probably still just a hair forward. You get a little too much forward press in your hands. Obviously, we want to learn how to set the head and the spine a little bit more behind the golf ball at address. Rotational movement's great. Pretty stable on your right side through that rotation. Backswing does lack a little bit of arm extension. You have good wrist hinge. And then the functionality into the golf shot's really nice. I mean, you create good footwork. You drive to the target. You unwind. You have great footwork through to the finish. You're really firing your hands really nicely. From this vantage point, it looks pretty good. Anyways, hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video. If you're involved with any golf tournaments at all and you're looking for a unique gift to provide to your guests, certainly feel free to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen and at the end of the video as well, and certainly be happy to discuss those services with you. Anyways, again, hope you had a great day and hope you enjoy the rest of your summer.